we front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. So I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire and rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the Hot Stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, sitting through the State of the Union speech ranks somewhere between a colonoscopy and a root canal, especially when you have to listen to this.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
He's the fiction. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Subscribe today. philsgang.com, where you get the truth.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated. And it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgages to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? Philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Well, look, I gave speeches to a wide array of groups, from healthcare groups to auto dealers and many, many more. And I think what they were interested in, because what we talked about, was the world.
You don't think they expect anything in return?
Absolutely not.
Oh, of course not. The banks? Of course not. She receives over $3 million last year with speaking at these different banks, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. They don't want anything in return. They just like to listen to her. Are you nuts? Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. It's incredible, isn't it? She gets up there. She's made most of her income. They're worth $100 million. Most of that money has come from the connection with banking, one way or the other. To have Hillary Clinton as President of the United States is like having Goldman Sachs, someone from Goldman Sachs, President of the United States. It's crazy. It's bad enough that there is a revolving door between Goldman Sachs and government. Now we're going to put somebody like Hillary Clinton in there? You got to be out of your mind. That's why it's going to be refreshing to have somebody come in, like Trump, who has no ties to these people and can do what he wants to do. You know, I think the most important thing for the markets, and here we are again today, the market's down 110 points. Oh, they're blaming oil again. It's all about oil. I never heard anything so silly about oil. God, it is ridiculous. It's not about oil. Remember, when oil goes down, corporations, they save money on energy. Their profits go up. It's always been that way. It's amazing how Wall Street's been able to take parking space in the heads of people saying, hey, oil's low. That's the problem. Are you nuts? That's not the problem. That's not what's going on with this market. The problem is entitlements. The problem is debt, even credit card debt. It's debt is finally catching up. After 7 years, this scam that we've had going on, this illusion that we've had, this economic recovery for 7 years, it's caught up. People are realizing, the big investors are realizing, there is no recovery. We've never had a recovery. There's no recovery in place. The 2009 stock market crash was interrupted. That's all. It was just interrupted. With accounting tricks, for God's sakes. And all the stimulus. We're still not done with the 2009 crash. They just don't get it. Now, what you're feeling in the market is that we hit the August lows, and it just feels like, doesn't feel the same, does it, this crash, as the other crashes? Well, because we haven't capitulated yet. People haven't thrown in the towel yet. Because in the last 7 years, people have such a comfort level, oh, they'll never let the market go down. Oh, they're going to come in and save us. Oh, they're going to do QE again. Really? The big hedge funds, the big boys, they really believe now that, oh, this is new. The market we'll never have another crash. Because we rigged this market so well now, we'll never have a crash. It's incredible. They just don't get it. But it's not about oil. I'm telling you that. It's not about oil. But I want to go back to Clinton here for a moment. Now, when she spoke at Goldman Sachs, I want you to listen to this. I think it was this morning on Morning Joe. Joe, he had a copy of the speech for Goldman Sachs, what she said. Listen to this. I think this is it right here.
Clinton offered a
Excuse me, just to connect. Okay.
Clinton offered a message that the collective plutocrats found reassuring, according to accounts offered by several attendees, declaring that the banker bashing that was so popular within political parties was unproductive and indeed foolish. So, striking a soothing note on the global financial crisis, she told the audience, in effect, we all get into this mess together. We're all going to work it out together. What the bankers heard her say was just what they would hope they would hear from a prospective presidential candidate. Beating up the finance industry isn't going to improve the economy. It must stop. And indeed, Goldman Sachs' Tim O'Neill, who heads the bank's asset management business, introduced Hillary Clinton by saying how courageous she was for speaking at the bank. Brave, perhaps, the authors wrote, but also well compensated. Clinton's minimum fee for paid remarks is $200,000.
$200,000. They don't want anything in return for $200,000. What a bunch of nonsense that is. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at their stock today. And this is why it's important to be a gang member, to subscribe to my site. Because we don't care if banks go down or banks go up, but banks do lead the market down. And if you look at the banks today, you look at Goldman Sachs alone today, no wonder the market's down 127 points. I told my gang last week, when we had that little bump, everybody on CNBC, I think it was Wednesday, the bottom was in. The bottom was in. The bottom is not in. The bottom will never be in. And even if you do another quantitative easing, it's not going to be like the last one. Don't expect the market to go up 200%. The bottom's not going to be in until we finally get into a recession, a real deep recession. We got to clean up our balance sheet. The bottom is not going to be in. Not until we clean up this balance sheets. We got to go into a deep recession. Everyone's got to tighten their belt. The banks, everybody has to clean these balance sheets up. But the biggest thing we have to clean up is our entitlement programs. But let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. You hear me every day talk about charting. And if you're really going to retire, there is no way you can have a comfortable retirement without being somehow associated with the stock market. It's the only place you can make money to retire. It really is. And again, over the weekend, I hear this guy advertising. Drove me crazy. Talks about, well, if you have $100,000, we'll give you $18,000. If you have $100, you're going to have $118,000 to invest. You never lose money. What a scam that is. Are you kidding? What a scam. First of all, people think, oh, good, I'll just put the $100,000 in and I'll take the money back out the next day. I'll have $118,000. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And it's a real scam. Real scam. Because remember, they don't let you make money on the way back up. They lock you in. When the stock market drops, and then all of a sudden you get a 25, 30% rally to the upside, they don't let you have that 25, 30%. They limit you like 4 or 5 or 6%. You got to read the fine print. How do you think they give you that $18,000? They lock you in. It's one of the worst programs ever. If you want to make money in the market when the market goes down, there's no gimmicks to it. You make money by simply doing the reverse. Instead of buying, you sell the market. It's not hard. When you subscribe to my gang, this is what we teach. So take Goldman Sachs. Now, if you go back and look at Goldman Sachs, and we had on Goldman Sachs, it was on It was on, let me get you the right date. It was on November 13th. It was at $192. Today it's at $151. So it went from $192 to $151. A 21% profit you would have had by simply identifying the sell signal on that chart. A sell signal. So easy to do. Even if you got later on, I'm not saying you would have got all of it. I'm not saying that to your experience, but you would have at least got half of it. At least half of it. What's wrong with that? That's the only way you're going to reach retirement, when you finally realize you have to learn how to make money when the market goes down. Not using these gimmicks. Are you kidding? We'll be right back. 15 past the hour on Phil's Gang. Join my gang. Subscribe now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery? When it's not. It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery? When it's not. It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect. I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire stock market rally has been rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. The market's down 135 points. Now, I want to remind you, on May 29th, I had my gang. I told them we saw a sell signal in the market. It was at $212. That's where the S&P was, $212. That's the S&P 500, the best basket of the 500 best companies in the world. Then it dropped down to 181. So, again, from $212 down to 181. Now, that's probably about I think that's maybe around 12%, I think, something like that. A 14% drop. So, in May of 2015, May 29th, I said to my gang, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. We saw our charts. We saw the sell signals. Those sell signals were again confirmed in June and then again in August. Now, when you listen to CNBC today or over the weekend, any of these jibber jabbers, they're telling you how smart they are. They explain everything that's wrong with the market, everything that's wrong with oil, but not one of them can say they used the chart. They've been using chart for 15 years, and they have never ever seen anything like this. Where no, not one of them said we were able to catch this stock market collapse since May. I can say it because I did it. We have 5 stocks. I tell you every day that we watch every day, the same 5. You don't need more than that because there are some of the best 5 stocks I believe in the country. They're recognizable names. Goldman Sachs. What's better than Goldman Sachs for a bank? What's better than Intel? What's better than IBM? What's better than Caterpillar or oil for SLB? What's better than those? If you stay with those same and you work with me every day, and if you're busy and you don't have any time at all, this is wonderful for you because the same 5 stocks. If you just stay with those. Now, again, if you're using my chart and you are looking for the sell signals, now I'm not going to maintain that my gang members got all of it because some got in a little late, some get a little earlier, I don't know. But I can tell you where I say to them on my chart, the PT2 chart, where the sell signal is. Now, if you look at Intel, one of our 5 stocks, Intel, we could see the sell signal come in on December 31st. Very clear. It's still a sell signal. Intel right now is down 17%. Now, maybe somebody got in a little later, so they didn't get 17. Maybe they got 10. Maybe they got 8. It doesn't matter. What matters is I'm able to give to you. Okay, a choice, an alternative. So that finally someone can reach out to, I can reach out to you and say, look, there is a way to make money when the market goes down. That's what I do every day. And by saying with those same 5 stocks, we don't get distracted. We're not looking all over the place. Same 5. So let me give you my number and subscribe. This market crash is not over. This will be our 3rd one. 877-600-GANG. Steve's there right now, and he'll take your call, and so is Denise. And they're not in Hong Kong or somewhere. Subscribe to my site, and you will see at the end of the month, you say, it does work. It does work. I'm not saying get rid of your 401k. Just see. Say, he's accurate. He is really accurate. All right. So let's think about this. It's amazing how Wall Street is taking parking space in people's heads. It's all about oil. That's what this is all about. It's not the reason for the market volatility. I'm telling you, it isn't. The Federal Reserve has a printing machine, but it's a bubble machine. The Federal Reserve is responsible for the volatility that's in the stock market at any given time. It creates these bubbles. This is the 3rd bubble it created. The biggest problem facing our country is not ISIS, but entitlements, and therefore the Federal Reserve. Because the Federal Reserve keeps printing money to subsidize these entitlements instead of forcing Congress and our president, no matter if it's Bush or who it is, to finally take these entitlements that are 45% of our budget and cut them to 22%. We have no choice. That's I hope we get a new president that will do this, that's not tied to politics. You've got to cut these entitlement programs to put our economy on a sound footing. You can't take 44 or 45% of your budget, all the income that comes in from tax revenue, which is about $3.1 trillion a year. Unfortunately, we're spending 3.8, spending $4 trillion a year. We're always spending more than we take in. And the problem with that, we don't have enough money. We're cutting our programs that need the money. Therefore, we're cutting jobs. Ridiculous. When entitlements are 44%. Isn't that crazy? 44%? You can't have a good sustained economy when you got one budget item, 44%. It's impossible. When the Fed feels it's time to prick the bubble, it just creates another bubble. We got to shut them down. It simply floods the market artificially again with more fake money. It lowers the interest rates for the hedge fund speculators, so they can go and invest. And then what they do is they decide where all that money is going to go. They're like cattle. They follow each other. They follow the money. Everybody's going to go to the tech bubble. Then everybody's going to go to the housing bubble. Then everybody's going to go to QE bubble. So the Federal Reserve has this big printing machine, prints all this money, and the big hedge funds come in and grab it and tuck it in their pants and their shirt pockets. They run off, and they all follow each other to one sector. And they create this bubble. That's what the Fed does. Now, if you're looking to make money in the market and you're looking at fundamentals and you're looking at what the company does and all the research, you can't make money. You've got to follow that money. You've got to follow that money. Once that bubble bursts, the Federal Reserve will revive the economy again with another bubble. What are you, nuts? Join my gang. Subscribe right now. 877-600-GANG. More when we get back. We'll take a listen to some stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Do you think gold is money?
No. Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. Of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want, because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Be sure to watch The Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to The Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down. But they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, sitting through the State of the Union speech ranks somewhere between a colonoscopy and a root canal, especially when you have to listen to this.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
He's the fiction. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Subscribe today. philsgang.com, where you get the truth.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
What is causing this unusual tie-up? Overriding all of the positive effects is the fact that oil producers in the U.S. are having trouble rolling over their debt. That is exacerbating problems in the credit markets. Shale oil is capital intensive and it takes a long time for these companies to adjust to any sort of price change. A lot of their funding was based on prices at $100 a barrel. This then impacts the banks, which have exposure to these oil companies in the form of loans that might not get repaid. So this strong positive correlation is likely to continue in the short term. If the price of crude oil rebounds, the stock market is also likely to rebound as credit contagion disappears. But in the long run, don't expect this close partnership to last.
Credit contagion will disappear because oil goes up. What are you, nuts? Welcome back to Phil's Gang. That's not true. My Lord. Americans have created billions of dollars worth of debt. Credit card debt is a lot of that debt. Much of it. It's a real important part of the total U.S. outstanding debt. $3.3 trillion credit card debt. Now, that also includes not just credit cards, but also includes car loans, student loans, revolving debt, which is your credit card, no mortgages. So let's think about that. $3.3 trillion in debt, including your car, student loans, your credit card, okay? The revolving debt. That's huge. Now, there's almost $1 trillion just of credit card balances alone. Now, this doesn't take in consideration entitlements. When you take the amount of entitlement debt that's out there and you split it up among each of us, because we are responsible. We are responsible. In other words, if you take the $18.225 trillion, that's our debt, that's our national debt. That's $58,361 for every person living in the United States. We're responsible for that. Yes, we are. Now you got to add on top of that another $232,000. Each one of us are responsible. So I'm responsible for $58,361, and I have another bill of $232,000. I'm responsible for that. What's that? That's my portion as an individual of the unfunded entitlement liability. That's what's going on in the stock market. That's what's going on, not oil. Oh, oil goes up, all this goes away. What are you, nuts? Oil goes up and this goes away? That's why don't listen to this nonsense about oil. We've known about fracking for 4 years. We knew this was going to happen to fracking. We knew as soon as oil dropped, they were in trouble. We knew they were making loans to these companies at based on $100 a barrel, which is ridiculous. That's like, you don't think they've done that before? These fracking companies go out and they get loans and they base the loan on, well, we're basing on $100 a barrel. That's what oil's getting, so I'm basing my loan on that. That's ridiculous. So my point is, it's all this debt that's causing what's going on in the market. But finally, it's caught up. After 7 years, it's caught up. See, the only way to restore economic stability, where we all have good paying jobs, no more of these lousy service jobs, no longer these part-time jobs, the way we restore economic stability is we got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We got to smother them like they're smothering our economy. They're smothering our jobs. We got to get rid of them. Because, see, they take care of the entitlements. The Fed prints money. There's no hurry to get rid of the entitlements. No hurry for Congress or the president to deal with the entitlements, because they just go and print money and they support the entitlements. 45% of our budget. That's crazy. That's why you can't get a good job. Now, people say, well, what's that mean if you owe $58,361? That's our portion of the $18 trillion national debt. What does it mean, the $232,000, that's your share of the unfunded entitlement? I haven't received those two bills. Yes, you have. You receive them every day when you go shopping. Go to the supermarket. See what it costs to go to the supermarket compared to 10 years ago, compared to 5 years ago. Of course you receive those bills. What has your premiums, your health insurance premiums, what are they now compared to 5, 10 years ago? Take all your expenses, your house insurance, besides the health insurance, everything. Go back 5 years ago, compare it. What's your cost 5 years ago? What was your dollar worth 5 years ago compared to now? Of course you get that bill, because it affects your standard of living. That's why you are living from mailbox to mailbox. That's why you can't retire. You're living from paycheck to paycheck. By God, food stamps are going up 72 times faster than jobs. This is crazy. Entitlements are suffocating our economic growth because programs have to be cut, which causes job losses because of these entitlements. After paying the entitlements, 44% of our budget, they cut back on education, they cut on roads, fixing our roads, they cut back on our bridges, they cut back on our new schools, they cut back on everything. This is crazy. So we lose jobs, but what does Obama do? He increased the tax-funded government jobs in healthcare and education. Instead of going to small business, creating an environment for them and say to small business, you are the solution for this. Let's create some good full-time jobs. Instead, Obama said, no, let's kill small businesses. The solution is not small businesses creating jobs. The solution is having taxpayers pay for government jobs in health, in education. We now have, this is what's amazing. Think about this. We now have 3 million fewer workers now than the day Obama took office. We have a total of 100 million people without jobs. And our workforce participation rate is the lowest since 1955. And we only have 157 million in our workforce, mostly part-time, low-paying service jobs. That's our workforce. Our real unemployment rate is 23%. The reason for the stock market volatility, why you're so scared that the market's going to go down and crash again, is our Treasury is taking in less tax revenue, $3.1 trillion, and they're paying out $3.8 trillion. This is crazy. Then we're paying interest on our national debt of $252 billion. We can't sustain this. And that's what the market's showing you now. That's what your job, your part-time job is showing you. When you can't get overtime, that's what it's showing you. And that's what the stock market's showing you. And what I'm going to show you right now is this. You've got to take advantage. Take IBM. IBM is one of our 5 stocks. And if you take IBM and you go back on just on January 5, just January 5, we had a sell signal on January 5. You know where we are now? We have a 13% return. So let's say you got in late, got a 6% return. What is wrong with that? This is what I can do for you. Follow me with the same 5 stocks every day. If you're busy, you don't have time to do anything, just, again, come to my site. You go into my site. You know exactly what we're doing with those 5 stocks. All you do is track those 5 stocks. It works. It really works. Then all I ask is, would you help St. Jude? Send the check to St. Jude. No child is ever denied treatment because of the family's inability to pay. It costs $1.7 million every day to keep the doors open. 81 cents of every dollar that you send in goes to research and treatment. So I think it's a pretty good system. If I can show you, and you go to bed at night sleeping, you can sleep at night now, saying, you know what? When I wake up in the morning and the market's down 200-300 points, and I'm with Phil, I know I'm making money. I'm making money either on Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, or Schlumberger. I know for the first time I'm making money as the market goes down. Subscribe now. 877-600-GANG. We'll be right back. Entitlements are killing us, not oil.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgages to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the Hot Stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery? When it's not. It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loan to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect. I wouldn't be surprised at what's happening. I wouldn't blame it on China. We're always looking for excuses.
That's right. Don't blame it on China. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang, and that's Fisher. And Fisher was a member of the Federal Reserve Board, one of the 11 members. Now he's admitting that this entire stock market rally has been rigged to the upside. It's been front-loaded. How they front-loaded? Using the Federal Reserve to print money, to borrow money, so they could give people money at 0% interest. Who? Wall Street, not Main Street people. Now that we understand that this has been a bubble, I told you it's been a bubble, now's the time to get ready to catch the next crash. This will be the third crash. Get ready now. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, and learn how to short stocks. You can't do that with your 401k. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. I want to warn you, if you hear these ads where they say to you, you never can lose money when the market goes down. In fact, if you have $100,000, give me $18,000, and now you got $118,000, we'll put that to work for you. Go look at the fine print. If that was true, I would not be on the show. I'd be on my yacht. I'd give them all my money. I'd let them manage it for me. Why would I be working? It's not how it works. Here's how you get clipped. First of all, these programs, everybody runs to these programs. They hear, oh, I never can lose money on the way down. So the stock market goes down 30%, 20%. What you don't realize is on the way back up, you're locked in. You only, so if the market goes back up, we went up 200% from 2009. We went up 200%. You're locked in. You only can get 6% of that 200%. The difference between the 6 and the 200 goes to the company. That's why they can say to you, hey, when the market goes down, you don't lose money. Because on the way back up, they make a fortune. You make nothing. So you're no better off. She says, well, I didn't lose any money. Well, of course you lose money. You lost the opportunity to make money. If all you do with today's technology here at Phil's Gang, take Apple. You'd have to know, they talk so much about Apple on CNBC. It drives me nuts. So technical, so much information overload. All you had to know on Apple was on December 9th, we had a sell signal, clear, clean sell signal, 117. Today, the stock is around $100. About $100, $101. So that's about I'll guess, let's say a 12% return. So let's say you had a 12, 13% return there. That's how you make money. You don't have to know about that. You don't know anything about the company. So what you do here at Phil's Gang, you just watch. You just pay attention, especially to the same 5 stocks. Then we do put up bonus stocks like that. But here's what you've got to understand. Here's what you got to understand. The stock market volatility is because our treasury keeps spending more than they take in. We have to pay $252 billion a year in interest on our national debt. The solution is to increase tax revenue by increasing jobs, by creating an environment for small businesses, the engine that creates good jobs. But instead, Obama announced in February 2009 he wasn't going to do that. He was going to put in a stupid program called the American Recovery Act, $850 billion stimulus, more debt, and promised the stimulus would create millions of new jobs. 5 million green new jobs, he said, green jobs alone. Well, guess what? Didn't come out to 5 million green jobs. Came out to 2,225 jobs. It cost you and me $11 million for each one of those green jobs. More debt. Instead, by the end of Obama's first year in office in 2009 with his $850 billion stimulus, more debt, instead of creating jobs using small businesses, by the end of 2009, 6.3 million Americans went from full-time to part-time, then slipped into poverty. 6.3 million. By 2010, poverty for the middle class then increased 21.6%, or another 46.2 million people went right into poverty. The middle class, from 6.3 million went to 46.2 million. That's 2010. By 2012, under this American Recovery $850 billion Stimulus Act, there was no recovery. Instead, 12.8 million Americans were unemployed. This is in 2012. 8.2 million could not get enough work, and 1.1 million have given up looking for work, and they didn't count them as unemployed. They count them as discouraged. And those millions of shovel-ready jobs, remember that Obama's never happened. He promised 5 million green jobs, 2,298 green jobs. Not 5 million, 11 million apiece. And billions. He spent billions on solar and wind. It only generates 3% of our total electricity today. The $2.4 billion to create, he puts out $2.4 billion to create these stupid new this battery industry. It failed because nobody cared about electric cars. Then he puts up another $3.2 billion for high-speed passenger rail between San Francisco and LA. It's not finished. See, investors lost confidence. We now have a national debt of $19 trillion. And we have the entitlement program that's killing us. So we need a new president. But in the meantime, what do? In the meantime, you've got to, your retirement always has to be associated with stocks. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you think. It's the only place. But you're not going to make money in a 401k. You're not going to make money with these stupid programs. Oh, don't worry. I'll give you $18,000. Give me $100,000. Oh, you can't take the money out, but we'll give it to you. That's all games. All games. So, when you hear these people talk about this is oil, it's not. It's not about oil. It's about massive debt that's still increasing. There's no entitlement cuts. Therefore, we can't have a recovery. Bush and Obama couldn't give us a recovery. Nor our Congress. They've done nothing to create entitlement cuts. Instead, they created a phony economy. that's completely dependent on interest rates going to zero and quantitative easing, the ability to borrow more money they can pay back. In May 2015, the probability for a stock market crash on May 29th was so high, that's when I announced that it was happening. Because of all the things I just told you. This time, it's different. Our out-of-control entitlements, our national debt has identified, finally, the probability of stock market crash, our third one, is so high. So please, I'm telling you, I'll help you, you help St. Jude. It's real simple. You subscribe to my site, and for the first time, I'm telling you, for the first time, try it. You'll make money when the market goes down. We're down another 200 points. Tomorrow you're down another 200, another 200. You make money on the way down. Then the beautiful thing, when the market turns around on the way back up, we make money on the way back up. But we stick with just the same 5 stocks. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? The same 5 stocks? See, you don't think so. Because, see, you're brainwashed thinking, oh, it's that hot stock that Kramer talks about. No, it isn't. Every stock's the same. You just change the names out. What makes a stock go up? If you have enough participation in buying that stock. So what you follow is not the margins of the company or what the cash flow of the company. What you follow is there more participation in this stock than any other stock, then I'm buying it. And then when you scope it down to just 5 stocks, you always are in the momentum of that stock. You always know what the momentum. You're ahead of it. It's like when you ski, you got to be ahead, or you fly a plane, drive a car. You got to be ahead of it. These out of control entitlements and national debt is not going to get better. You got to get better at investing. And by God, going back to the typical 401k, meeting with a manager or some planner, you've got to stop doing that. You do it over and over. Think about it. How on earth can we ever have a recovery when we have unfunded individual debt for each person of $672,000? Are you kidding? That's for Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. That's 45% of our budget. You got to be nuts. That's smothering our economy, causing stagnant wages, causing medium incomes to fall. It's all of this debt that they won't cut. Why would they? Why would they cut it? They're doing just fine. Everybody sitting in Congress doing fine. Hillary Clinton's doing just fine. They're all doing fine. All Obama has been doing, and Bush before him, they kept the economy from collapsing with massive debt. And then when they leave, it's the next president's problem. Well, for us, guess what? We're going to make money if the market goes down or the market goes up. Stay with the same 5 stocks. Hillary Clinton is a phony. A phony. You know, she's pretty smart, though. She grabs back from the banks $3.1 million for making a 35-minute speech. Unbelievable. Hey, join my gang right now. 877-600-GANG. Subscribe. Denise and Stephen are there to take your call. 877-600-GANG. Subscribe now.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.